All right, so here I go. All right. So this is our presentation with myself, Meg Black, and my co-presenter, Hannah Mae Padella. And we are talking about handmade paper on the front lines to combat climate change. So my background is I am a professor of art and architecture, and I have a PhD in education and an MFA in studio art and a BFA in studio practice. And so what I say here is as much as my mission to create engaging artwork, it's also imperative that the materials I use are not non-toxic and don't hurt the environment. So that's what really got me interested in this topic about handmade paper and climate change. Am I contributing to climate change with my artwork, or am I combating it in some way? And I was very excited to find out how much Abaca as a plant is being used to combat climate change. So these are some examples of my artwork that I've created over the years using Abaca. And this is some of the ways that Abaca is being used in several different communities in the scientific, medical, and corporate community to help combat climate change. So in the scientific community, scientists are realizing erosion and is a huge issue with climate change. We see that with hurricanes and tsunamis, that because wetlands have been eliminated to make way for development, there's a rush now to recreate wetlands. So erosion control and biodiversity rehabilitation can be assisted by intercropping Abaca in former monoculture plantations and rainforests, particularly with coconut palms. Abaca can grow in brackish water, so it can be planted along, the edges of coastal areas to recreate, coastal environments that will offset the impacts of hurricanes. So planting Abaca can also minimize erosion and sedimentation problems in coastal areas, which are important breeding places for sea fish. The water holding capacity of the soil will be improved, and floods and landslides will also be prevented. Abaca waste materials are also an organic fertilizer. So it's a plant that grows very easily in brackish water, and that's the very area that has been again eliminated to make coastal communities, and we need to recreate those wetlands. And this piece here, this piece here is a piece I did for the Yale School of Chemistry in Connecticut. And this is all made out of Abaca, this painting. So in the medical community, we know that Abaca was used to make PPE during the pandemic. And that was one of the chief uses of Abaca. And that was really exciting to me to learn that. It was used to make disposable hospital gowns, because the fiber is so strong and yet so thin that it could, the gowns, they wouldn't rip when people were taking them off with such care, because they didn't want to get the virus on them. It was used to make disposable floor wipes and biodegradable wipes. And so again, instead of using synthetic fibers, people can use Abaca, and then it's an organic fiber. And then disposable slippers that hospital workers wear. And all of these necessary materials help save lives and keep hospital workers safe, again, during the pandemic. And this is a piece all made out of Abaca that's part of the Leahy Health Corporation. And it's in one of the waiting rooms for a cancer unit for Leahy Health. And again, it's all Abaca. Overbeaten and regularly beaten Abaca. And then in the corporate community, we know that Abaca is being used for soft applications in the automotive industry as a filling material for bolster and interior trim parts. However, given its strong tensile strength, it can also be used for harder applications for exterior semi-structure components as a substitute for glass fiber in reinforced plastic components. So that's just how strong it is that car manufacturers are realizing they can use Abaca instead of synthetic fibers. And I'm going to introduce Hannah now to talk more about the uses of Abaca for these different industries. Again, I'm using it as an artist and just love it, but she's going to talk about it more on a universal use. So here's Hannah Padilla.
Hi, I'm Hannah. So I started this company with my family. It's called 5X. We trade Abaca fiber. We also plant them and we trade Abaca fiber. And we really like this fiber, and we want everybody to know about it so we can start using it more.
What I
Okay.
think.
Just to give you an idea of where and how we use Abaca, these are some of the industries that we use it in. In food and beverage, we make tea bags, single serve coffee, and food packaging. For personal care, we could use it with feminine hygiene, adult incontinence, and swim diapers. For buildings, we use decorative laminates, wall cover, and abaca tiles, industrial wipes, tape, and filtration. In medical, as Meg mentioned, there were face masks, diagnostic strips, wound care. In electrical, we use it for lead acid battery and capacitor. And for consumer goods, again, it's wipes, tabletops, floor cares, laundry sheets, and insoles, shoe insoles. The advantages of using Abaca, Meg mentioned earlier some few points about minimizing erosion and sedimentation problems in coastal areas. It could also prevent floods and landslides. The waste material of abaca are used as organic fertilizer for other plants, and the finished products, of course, are all durable because of its strong tensile strength, and it's all eco-friendly and sustainable. PPE, Meg mentioned this earlier. Um, it's abaca is preferred as opposed to synthetic fiber because it decomposes in 2 months versus synthetic, which takes longer. And it also patronizing abaca products also supports the livelihood of indigenous people, mostly in the Philippines, and the farmers. Next slide, please.
Yeah. Did I go too
So,
far? Oh no. Okay. Yeah.
so um, because of the tensile strength, the future of abaca is seen as one of the potent sources of reinforcing fiber for various materials. Oh, I think I should mix my slides now. Okay, the benefits to local economies. For the past half decade, the abaca industry helped boost the Philippines economy from its export earnings to an annual average of 4.7 billion pesos. You can imagine how much of this money helped a lot of indigenous people and farmers who are very, very poor in the Philippines. These farmers are mostly in Visayas and Mindanao, which is not in the capital where all economic activities are happening. So it's really good that Abaca is helping them um, earn a livelihood, even just by supporting all the products that Abaca uses. It helps them. So Abaca fibers are cultivated across 176,000 hectares of farmlands and supports over 122,000 farmers. Next slide, please.
Is this
Okay, this one. Okay, it's so climate change. Meg already mentioned a few things about this, but I just want to add how By planting Abaca, we're protecting and rehabilitating degraded forest lands through enrichment planting and assisted natural agroforestry. So by supporting this fiber, we are gearing towards conserving the areas and the farmlands with rich biodiversity, which helps mitigate climate change as well. Next slide. A lot of research has proven beneficial to suit modern circumstances, including climate change and cultural shifts, such as economies that can benefit from growing this ancient and incredible plant. So the companies who use, well, Meg mentioned earlier about automotive, but it's, to be specific, it's Mercedes Benz who use Abaca fibers in the underbody cover of the spare wheel compartment. And they realized that by using Abaca, up to 60% of the energy can be saved as compared to producing glass fibers. Thus, it reduces CO2 emissions in manufacturing the automobile. Another company, Gladfelter, is actually a direct company who works with Fibex. They purchase our fiber, the raw material, and and we like them because they have a very good sustainable um, drive within their company. And of course they produce nature-based, environmentally respectable products. They improve manufacturing processes by giving the farmers um, machines to harvest easily and give farmers an easier time with farming. They practice responsible raw material management. They use environmental health and safety management systems in their operations. And I can see this every time I go to their plant. I can see how much effort they're making in, for example, disposing water responsibly from creating all these products. And yeah, they're a really good company. And they base their products on Abaca as well. So, what is the future of Abaca? Owing to its extremely high mechanical strength of fiber as well as its length, applications for Abaca, even in highly stressed components, offers great potential for different industrial applications. The aerospace industry is already looking into using Abaca for its materials, also robotics, and of course, the future of eco friendly materials as more and more smart consumers demand for sustainable and eco friendly materials. We can imagine a range of products that we can use Abaca in, from the smallest ones like alcohol containers, hand sanitizer containers, to plant planters and handbags and clothing and everything. And of course, green engineering technologies like automobile and um, batteries, lead capacitors, etc. So it's endless. The uses are endless. So I hope everybody can support the Abaca products. Thank you. So you can contact us if you have questions, and if you want to know more about us, you can follow us on these social media platforms and email us. Our email is located down below. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Very good. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can email us, and we're more than happy to answer them for you.